in regards to the real ID mandates. You'll get some folks that'll criticize and say, oh my God, I don't want to do real ID, surveillance, the state's watching everything I'm doing. And, they'll criticize it. Why would we do this? Why should we do this? That's already happened in many different states. We all have that logo that's already on there. What do you say to critics when they criticize the real ID mandates?
Well, Real ID has been law for over 20 years. I was just the first secretary that actually implemented it, actually said that we were going to enforce it. And what it does is give you an opportunity to prove you really are who you are and that you have legal status in this country, that you should be here and that you have the ability to do it. So under TSA, which I have under the Department of Homeland Security, we implemented it at our airlines, and it's amazing. Patrick, we have over 90% compliance. I think the last time I checked, 94% compliance with that, which means they can use their real ID when they get their ticket and check in through the security checkpoints, or they can use their passport. They can use a tribal or military ID. But we want to know that when we're talking to an individual, when they're flying on our airlines, that they are who they say they are, and that we make sure that they're not using an ID that would be falsified. So while many years leaders didn't have the fortitude to enforce the law, when President Trump said we're going to be a nation of laws, we meant it. And here at the Department of Homeland Security, we followed through on implementing that law and making sure that people recognize that we took our security as a number one priority. A lot of times those questions, like what you were talking about, people don't like the biometrics being mandated. I hear some pushback on that, but we don't have those mandated at the department or for the federal government. That's optional at some of those security programs if people want to participate in it to speed up the identifications, but it has not been mandated under my leadership or President Trump's.
Yeah, the question becomes, it's not whether they trust you or not, it's who's coming next. And
That's
at
right.
what measures can they take it? They'll look at Palantir, and a movie came out recently called Mercy with Chris Pratt. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you have time to watch
I
movies.
haven't.
If you have a chance to go see a movie, it's worth watching because it's about how in the future AI takes over and the judge becomes an AI person. You sit in front of him and you have 90 minutes to plead to her why you're not guilty. So some people are worried about what happens if a Palantir gets too deep into the system, and that's a concern that comes up.
If you love this country, show it. Lead with pride in the Valuetainment USA collection. Designed for freedom thinkers, built for everyday leaders. Red, white, blue. Purpose. Wear what you believe in. Valuetainment USA.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.